You know, up until this point, I've just seen him on TV, and seeing him in that uniform after playing together for so many years, it's kind of like watching your wife cook dinner at somebody else's house. It's real strange.
Nice line, Howie, and strange perhaps, but Marcus Allen will be going against the Silver and Black, unburdened by mixed emotions. For the past 10 months, Marcus has been vocal about his disappointments with the Raiders. He talked again about them with O.J. this past week. Juice.
Well, Jim, I had dinner with Marcus last night. It's been a tough week for him because he's trying to focus on this game as far as the Kansas City Chiefs are concerned, but he can't hide how emotionally important this game is to him.
You described leaving the Raiders as both wonderful and terrible at the same time. Exactly what did you mean?
Well, because obviously I was free. I was free to go out and obviously decide where I wanted to play and play. That's all I wanted to do. I mean, that's where I really expressed myself and what I really love to do is play football. I mean, obviously the sad part of it was leaving my friends. I mean, I'd known those guys for a long time. I mean, Howie Long and I, we used to stay in the Hilton in Oakland. we used to fly back and forth every Tuesday from Oakland to L.A. because we practiced in Oakland and we played in L.A. I mean, all those memories just come back, and they're so vivid, they're so clear, and all of a sudden they're, you know, you leave them, they're gone. I mean, obviously you keep them, but you don't see the same faces anymore, and that's painful.
This week. Now, I know this must have been on your calendar for a long time, you know. How do you feel about this? Raiders coming to town. I mean, how are you looking at this?
Well, that'd be a blatant lie if I didn't say I was excited about it. I'm really trying to downplay it, to channel my emotions, because, and I admit it's difficult, but this is going to be an exciting game for me to play against the guys I've practiced with and played with for many, many years, and I'm looking forward to it.
What's your feeling about Al Davis now?
I don't really think about him that much.
That much being the key word.
That much. All right. Let's talk about that little much. You think about it. I really don't. You know what? It's interesting because I think obviously when you think about a guy, you give him a lot more power, and he doesn't. You know, when I was there, you know, it dominated my thinking at times because I wanted to get back at the guy. But now you know, it's who cares? I mean, you know. He's Al Davis with an asterisk as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, I like that with an asterisk.
Al mentioned that there would always be an asterisk.
Yeah, what is that name? What does that mean?
What does it mean? I mean, as far as he's concerned, I will never be a great Raider. And I think no matter what happens, no matter what other uniform I put on or how many years I play with the Chiefs, I think people always will look at me as a Raider.
Okay. Now we're going to do a little word association. I want quick answers, one word if you can, and I don't want you to be diplomatic, right? First thing that comes into your head, Chiefs-Raiders rivalry.
Doesn't exist, I don't think. The Chiefs has beat them the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 times. I don't know.
Beat you because you were a Raider.
Yeah. So I'm a Chief now, so I talk to me.
Okay, the Chiefs.
Great.
Kansas City.
Even better.
The Hall of Fame.
Well, I hope so.
Marcus Allen.
I can't find one word. I mean, I have to say a little more than that. You know, I think what I'm most proud about myself is that I stood up. And I think it was unpopular for some, but I stood up. And I think that's why my teammates respected me, because I was their voice.
Raider voice.
Yes, I was their voice when they wanted something said. I was their guy.
And it's because of that respect for Marcus's ability that the Raiders are going to be after him today. But with all the talk about Marcus Allen, if the Chiefs are going to win today, it's going to be determined by the Chiefs' offensive line's ability to protect Joe Montana. That's where this game lies.
Well said, Juice. Protection in which Marcus, with his blocking, could be a factor. But, Mike, Paul Hackett, the offensive coordinator, knows how motivated Marcus is likely to be. Do they make an extra effort to get him involved as a runner and receiver?
I think that would be a mistake. I think you got to let it flow naturally. I think he's got the other players on the field who can do the job. Marcus is going to play an outstanding game regardless if you put the ball in his hands. So I don't think you should go through an extra effort to get him the ball. It'll come natural. Let it flow normally.
All right, we'll see what happens. And up next, Will McDonald.
A capacity crowd, 77,000 turning out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City for this long-time heated rivalry matching the Raiders and the Chiefs. And this crowd sky high, sparked by the introduction of the man they feel could lead the Chiefs to the Super Bowl, Joe Montana. At quarterback from Notre Dame with Paul McGuire, and with the addition of Joe Montana, the Chiefs with another big move during the offseason, that the acquisition of Marcus Allen. And Paul, you get the idea. Marcus has had the date of this game circled on his personal calendar since he made the move to the Raiders.
He certainly has, and the Chiefs happy with him, averaging over 5 yards a carry rushing the football, and one of the better third down receivers in the National Football League. And you have to know, even though Marcus Allen has been downplaying this game all week long with the press, Marcus Allen feels in his heart he wants to have a big game. And also, it looks like Marcus has spent an awful lot of time in his garage
Yes.
making some fine signs for himself.
Very creative, too. Yeah. With Jeff Hostetler hobbling, the Raiders are going with 38-year-old Vince Evans at quarterback, and he is making his first NFL start aside from the strike game since October of '83 when he was a member of the Chicago Bears.
Well, his starting reign may be short-lived because as soon as Jeff Hostetler is well, Jeff Hostetler will be the quarterback of the Los Angeles Raiders. And Vince Evans, the one thing he does bring to this team, though, is his leadership quality, and they like that in him.
The Raiders won the toss, and they will receive with a combination of Alexander Wright and Greg Robinson. Nick Lowry approaching for the kickoff. Alexander Wright with the return and took a big hit as he came across the 15-yard line. And there is Vince Evans making his way onto the field. The offensive line, Gerald Perry, Steve Wisniewski, Don Mospar, Max Montoya, and Bruce Wilkerson returning following the knee problem. He'll start at right tackle. Steve Smith and Greg Robinson are the running backs, and the receivers, Alexander Wright, Tim Brown, and Ethan Horton. And we will see Rocket Ismail make his NFL debut. When the Raiders go to the Eagle, they go to a double tight end. Archell was telling us last night the reason is because of the noise factor here at Arrowhead.
Yeah, and when you take a look at this, it's a lot easier for the interior lineman to hear, and it gives you that pass protection. And that's the one thing that Vince Evans is going to need with this defense of the Kansas City Chiefs, pass protection.
Raiders make a change. Instead of Steve Smith, it is Kevin Smith along with Greg Robinson. And Evans looking to throw on first down. He could not find anyone, and he's taken down at the 18-yard line. He coughed it up, but it carried out of bounds.
And one of the big problems, Mark, with a double tight end situation, and especially with this offense of the Raiders, what we saw this first play, only 2 wide receivers downfield and a tight end. And obviously they were all covered, and Evans had to eat the ball. When you talk about crowd noise, and you look at Smith and you see him down the line, they're trying to talk to each other, relate to each other exactly what's been called. It's very difficult to call an audible here.
As the Denver Broncos discovered in that Monday night game, they had all kinds of problems. It was a penalty-filled affair. Second down play, Robinson able to turn the corner, and he's run out of bounds. Greg Robinson, the rookie from Northeast Louisiana, run out by Doug Terry. A look at the front 7 of Kansas City. Smith, Phillips, Saliamua, and Thomas up front. The linebackers, Rogers, Simeon, and Martz. And in the secondary, Albert Lewis making his first regular season start since last year. He's been out with that broken forearm. He gets the start. Dale Carter will be the extra defensive back. Lewis and Ross at the corners, and Terry and Whitmore are the deep men. It is a 3rd down and 1 from the 27, and Evans on a keeper, gunning for the 1st down. Kansas City Chiefs very difficult to run on over the first 3 weeks. The opposition averaging less than 2 yards per rush.
They had to get almost to the 28-yard line, and that's where that ball is, almost at the 28-yard line.
Los Angeles Raiders coming off a bye week. They've won 2, they've lost 1. The Silver and Black defeating Minnesota, and Seattle lost their last game 2 weeks ago, losing at home to Cleveland 19-16, a game that saw them blow a 16-3 lead in the final minutes. It is a 1st down for the Raiders. 1st down at the 28.
One of the things we see the Chiefs, they really like to get Derek Thomas on the side of the weak side, away from the tight end. And there are 2 tight ends in the game. We'll show it to you in a minute. There are 2 tight ends in the game right now, Smith being one and Horton the other one. And Horton determines it.
And Horton went in motion again. A handoff and a big hole for Greg Robinson. Strong safety Doug Terry came up to make the stop.
Mosbar Montoya up in the middle of the line, and the guys that get the blocks. You take a look here. It's just a direct handoff to Robinson up the middle. The blocks were right at the line of scrimmage. Sally Amua missed the tackle, and Robinson picked up, it looks like maybe another 1st down. He may be a little bit short.
Greg Robinson, by starting the opening game against the Vikings, was the first Raider rookie running back to open the season since a fellow by the name of Marcus Allen did it back in 1982. And Robinson was just short of a 1st down.
I remember the Kansas City Chiefs have only played 3 ball games. This is their 4th. But in all the first 3 ball games, no one has run for 50 yards against this Chiefs team. And rushing for 3 games, 39 yards a game against them. That is terrific.
Well, that's certainly one aspect of the Chiefs game that man, head coach Marty Schottenheimer, has been pleased about. 2nd and inches from the 37. We're just underway with no score from Arrowhead. Robinson on a sweep. Diving for the 1st down. Kevin Ross and Lonnie Martz combined to make the stop, and you can see Derek Thomas involved with a one-time Kansas City Chief, the tight end Ethan Horton.
Well, they got
Were you reading lips?
There's so many bars there. You can't hurt anybody. I mean, if you're going to hit anybody, don't hit him in the head. You're going to break your hand.
Raiders just inches away from the 1st down. 3rd down play, and again Evans on a keeper. And we'll have to wait and see where they mark it. Vince Evans came on briefly for Jeff Hostetler in the Raiders' last outing against Cleveland. Threw 2 passes, completed both. Last year in the final game of the season in Washington, he relieved Jay Schrader and had a terrific game. 15 of 22, 2 touchdowns to lead the Raiders to a come-from-behind victory.
There was on the end of that last play, I was looking down at number 75 for Kansas City is Joe Phillips, and he was just kind of standing around at the end of the play and got knocked down. Didn't learn, don't stand around. It is heated.
And it is a first down at the 38. And it's Greg Robinson stopped at the line. Tracy Rogers and Lonnie Martz combined to close on Greg Robinson.
On this defense of the Kansas City Chiefs, we have an injured player down for the Raiders, but on this this defense of Kansas City, it'll be I'll take a look at number 11 in your picture. That's the quarterback, Vince Evans. To the right is the right guard, Max Montoya. Now you see he's getting pushed from behind by Bruce Wilkerson, and he gets in on the bottom of the pile, and he got up limping, but he did walk off the field.
And Max Montoya has been injury hit the past couple of years. 15-year veteran, 37 years old, replaced by number 64, Todd Heat, in his 5th year out of Northern Illinois. 2nd down and 9 from the 39. And Evans looks to throw and intended for Horton, but broken up. Almost picked off on the deflection. Ethan Horton, originally a first-round pick of the Chiefs as a running back in '85, went on to the Raiders and has certainly established himself at the tight end position.
Excellent coverage by Terry, number 25. Watch, the ball is knocked up in the air. I think it hits Terry on the helmet, and then Tracy Rogers almost has the play. Vince Evans, if you're standing there watching from the backfield, he looks at his receiver the entire way. It gave the opportunity for Terry to make the move, and then Tracy Rogers almost had the interception, 3rd and long.
For Evans, his first pass attempt, and the Raiders with a 3rd down and 9. Evans couldn't find anyone, and he's hauled down by Neil Smith, his 2nd sack of the season.
Neil Smith just had a beeline directly.
Has had an adventure back in punt formation, also had an adventurous week, which we'll relate to in a moment. Is back for this Jeff Gossett punt. Carter drifting and takes back behind his 15, but there are flags on the play.
Delay a game. This is stopped. This should be stopped. Somebody stop.
Well, Carter running it out just in case, but the play is blown dead.
Yeah, the problem, you see the referees, all the officials are running up.
And then one of the men not identified returned fire. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Police are still investigating the incident. Carter is back for the punt. Gossett just did get it off. And now Carter hit back at the 35, but able to break the tackle and runs it out at the 41-yard line. A 47-yard punt and a 5-yard return. Out Arrowhead Stadium. Here in Kansas City, Missouri, Joe Montana and the Chiefs to the offense for the first time. We have no score in the first quarter. Montana throwing on 1st down and completes to J.J. Burton. And a flag is thrown. Derek Hoskins made the stop, which good for 17, plus perhaps the penalty.
And more. He comes right out. Montana comes right out and fires downfield.
5-yard face mask foul. Number 20 of the defense, and forced from the end of the play. 5 yards, 1st down.
The one thing about Montana is that he will come out and he will test your defense right away. Here it is, J.J. Burton going downfield. That's Washington. He released him. You can see the zone defense. The safety, Hoskins, does not get up, and when he does, he grabs a face mask. Inadvertent. I love that.
Inadvertent.
Yes.
It is a 1st down at the 40 in Raider territory. Harvey Williams, the ball carrier. Williams and Kimball Anders are the running backs. Joe Kelly made the stop. And we have early extracurricular activity between these two clubs. A lot of testy words being exchanged. Kansas City's offensive line with Alt, McElroy, Grunhart, Shields, and Sigler. Reggie McElroy starting at left guard. Dave Zott, who had been out with a knee problem, will also see action today. Anders and Williams, as we set up the running backs in the zebra. When they go to the passing situation, Marcus Allen will come on along with Tim Barnett. 2nd down and 8. Off the roll, Montana could not find anyone. Penalty marker down, and Montana drops to his knees inside the 35.
Well, they're going to call a flag on the linebacker, I believe, on the outside. He grabbed Dial, who was a tight end, and had him by the jersey, holding the tight end from getting out. And the call is going to be on defense.
Number 93, defense.
That's Townsend, and Townsend had Dial by the shirt, spun him around, and Montana was running out in that area, so it was wide.
It is a 1st down at the 28 for Kansas City. 9.5 remaining in the first quarter. No score here at Arrowhead. The handoff to Anders. Kimball Anders in his 3rd year out of the University of Houston. Stopped by Chester McLaughlin. A look at that Raider front 7 with Long, McLaughlin, Harrison, and Townsend. The linebackers Wallace, Kelly, and Moss. The Raiders with two of the finest corners in the game in Terry McDaniel and Lionel Washington, and the deep men Derek Hoskins and Eddie Anderson. 2nd down and 8 at the 26-yard line. Todd McNair has checked in. We've yet to see Marcus Allen. Here's Anders with a short pickup. Joe Kelly made the stop.
They put Todd McNair in there as a blocker, and he went in and cut the defensive end, and I believe that's Townsend on that side. He went right at his legs and cut him. Usually you get someone do that, and a defensive lineman will.
Marcus Allen. And Marcus has averaged better than 5 yards per carry. Hearing it from the crowd. For Marcus, the start of a new life after 11 years with the Raiders. A 3rd down and 4. Montana able to complete. And a terrific second effort by Hassan Jones. He would not go down.
I tell you, there is a lot of extracurricular activity. Everybody is just banging each other.
State, keep in mind the Chiefs have gone 9 quarters without a touchdown. They're looking at the 7th play of this drive, but first a timeout called, as indicated by the referee Bob McElwee. 7:13 to go in the first with no score. Appearance against the Raiders. We asked him earlier if he could write the script. How would he like to see this game unfold?
I'm looking for poetic justice. I'm looking for something that's special to happen, but if it doesn't, just for us to win, that'll be the big thing.
What would poetic justice?
Well, to have a sensational game, do all sorts of incredible things, but if it doesn't, for us to win, it'd be the big thing.
And you got to believe it's to win first, and all those other things will go along with it. But he wants to be a big part. He would love to score his 100th touchdown against the Raiders.
7th play of the drive as we resume from the 17-yard line, and it is Marcus Allen with his first carry of the day, stopped by the right corner, Lionel Washington.
You know, we talked about the acquisition of Marcus, 5 yards a carry. Watch this. It doesn't look like much, but watch Marcus Allen. He goes into the line. There's no hole, okay? So Thompson's there. He bounces off of him, comes upfield, and picks up almost 5 yards on the play. 4.5 yards. Makes it look easy, doesn't he?
To a 2nd down and 6. 6.5 remaining. First quarter. Montana fires and stopped just shy of the goal line. Tim Barnett. It'll be a 1st and goal. The stage for Marcus Allen to score number 100. 1st and goal from the 1. It's a fake to Allen and a touchdown. He was eligible. Joe Valerio to wind up as a 2nd tight end, caught the touchdown. #88 Joe Valerio. Nick Lowry put it through. Joe Valerio with his first ever NFL score with Danny Villa injured. Joe Valerio getting the extra playing time today. Joe Montana with the celebration. The Chiefs take the lead.
Joe Montana gets, as he's coming out of there, he gets stepped on, but the fake maintains his balance. Touchdown.
Nifty work on the cover spreader, Paul.
I'm going to sign the next one because we're going to save these.
Let's not get carried away.
I'm going to sell these. These are like paintings. What a wonderful instrument this is.
Joe Valerio, a 2nd-round pick out of Penn back in 1991, and the Chiefs with their first touchdown since opening day in Tampa. A terrific kick by Lowry. Alexander Wright had to let it fly by, and off the touchback, they'll come out to the 20-yard line, and the Raiders with Vince Evans at quarterback back to the offense. And right here, let's take a look at the natural gas quarterback efficiency ratings. Boomer Esiason, who has had a terrific start, is number 1. Joe Montana, who missed the 1 game against Houston, is 2nd, followed by Neil O'Donnell of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jeff Hostetler, who today is the emergency quarterback for the Los Angeles Raiders, is number 6. Billy Joe Hobart, the rookie from the University of Washington, is the backup to Vince Evans. The Raiders from their 20-yard line, trailing the Chiefs 7-0. Off the fake, Evans, nice play, but it's dropped. Steve Smith could not hold on.
Well, we looked. You talk about getting caught in a tough spot. Derek Thomas really got caught in a tough spot. Smith comes out. He was blocking on him. Then he sees the bootleg by Vince Evans. Now Derek Thomas has to make a decision. Do I go to the quarterback or do I cover the back? On this, take a look what happens. Here's Vince on the bootleg. You see Derek? He's caught there. There's Smith out in the flat. The ball hits him in the hands. He just drops it. And the one thing the Raiders, I don't think, can do and make a living running the ball, they're going to have to throw the ball downfield.
2nd and 10 from the 20. The tight end Horton in motion. Robinson could not make the turn. Joe Phillips came up to make the stop.
And Tracy Simeon, number 54. I mean, I said they're not going to make a living running the ball, not against this defense of line and linebackers. Watch this. Here comes the hit. Robinson makes a turn. As soon as he does, Simeon is there. Phillips is there. Rogers says, well, I might as well get in on a 2. This is it. Shoot him down. Boy, don't do that in front of Dale Carter.
Oh. Oh.
They fired back, didn't they?
Going for the cheap line and early, too.
I love it.
It is a 3rd and 10 from the 20. Evans with the long look. Through the middle, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for Tim Brown. The coverage provided by the right corner, Kevin Ross, and for 4. The punt by Gossett. Carter rips back, takes it at his 25. Dale Carter took a shot and is hit down at the 32-yard line. A 54-yard punt and a 5-yard return. Napoleon McCallum on the tackle of Dale Carter. Paul Hackett bringing the San Francisco offensive style along with Joe Montana to the Chiefs. Montana from his 32 has an open man and the completion to Marcus Allen short of the first down. It'll set up a 2nd down and 2.
Marv, I can't believe this. Marcus Allen comes out of the backfield and nobody covers him. Watch this. He comes out. Look at here. Washington goes to the inside. The linebacker Moss is there. He doesn't cover. Here's Marcus. He's just sitting out there. Catches the ball, sits down, picks up 8 yards. That's easy.
We are seeing an unusual amount of rotation by Marty Schottenheimer in the backfield. Ernie Thompson is back in there. We've seen Todd McNair and Ron Dickerson, along with the usual complement of Andrews and Williams and Allen. It's a 2nd down and 2 at the 40-yard line. And back to the ground, and it is a 1st down picked up by Allen.
And a 5-yard gain. That's what he averages, 5 yards a carry.
Eric Hoskins making the stop, and it's a 1st down at the 45. Well, Joe Montana is the youngster in terms of the quarterbacks here today. He's at 37 years of age. A look at the oldest quarterbacks in the league. Steve DeBerg, former teammate of Montana, 39. Evans at 38. Phil Simms at 37. And Warren Moon, 35 years and 9 months to be precise. Look out. Penalty flag down. Problem with the snap. Ball was picked up. And it has been whistled back. It's Lionel Washington running it in, but the play was blown dead.
Way downfield, you got Willie Davis, who's blocking on Hoskins downfield. They were outside the Raiders, but you got around in this ball game.
4th penalty called on the Raiders. Both these clubs have been heavily penalized. Harvey Williams. Gang tackle, Howie Long leading the assault. A report passed on regarding the Raiders starting right guard, Max Montoya. He has had his left knee taped, and it is uncertain as to whether he will return. Todd Pete took over for Max, who, as I mentioned earlier, has been injury hit the past couple of years. Just under 3 minutes remaining. 1st quarter, Chiefs 7, Raiders nothing. It's a 2nd and about 1 at the Raider 46-yard line. And it's Williams picking up the 1st down and additional yardage.
You know, when we did the Raiders a couple of weeks ago against Cleveland, their defensive line just, I mean, all day long stopped the Cleveland. safety, linebacker, hit anybody.
First down at the 41-yard line. Play action, and Montana unloads deep and overthrows.
Willie Davis is downfield. And I talked to Carl Peterson about Willie Davis before. We talked to him yesterday, and he says the one thing that Willie Davis has is outstanding speed. Watch this. He just turns it on, but he can't outrun the football. That ball was overthrown by about 4 yards, but he has got great speed, and Montana knew he had him in the end zone.
First incompleted pass by Joe Montana. 5 out of 6 now, 42 yards. Second down and 10 at the 41. Williams. Harvey Williams running well here in the early going. Runs it down to the 35. Stopped by the combination of Aaron Wallace and Winston Moss, the two outside linebackers. Conversion.
One thing that Kansas City has always really had are blocking fullbacks. Kimball Anders got an excellent block on Joe Kelly right in the hole and enabled Williams to pick up about 6 yards on a play. But when you go back and look historically at the Kansas City Chiefs, always have had fullbacks that can block.
And gone, of course, are the likes of Christian Okoye and Barry Ward. A different style of offense here in Kansas City. Off the pitch out, Allen stiff arms, works his way to the marker. And has a first down.
Did we not see this play in the Cleveland game, the final play of the game, where the little toss to the outside? Here's Marcus. He's coming to the outside. Ziegler, number 66, is out. He really doesn't have to block. Number 52, Mike Jones, is the man who's there, but Marcus gets it. Watch the toss to the outside. We saw this in the Cleveland Brown game. They did it for the winning touchdown, and all they did here was pick up 4 yards on the play.
And a late hit has been also tagged on, so the Chiefs will be able to take advantage of the penalty.
I'm going to just say something a little early. That's Eddie Anderson, number 33, who makes the late hit. But here comes Anderson. Now Marcus is getting out of bounds. I don't understand this. To me, this is not a late hit. Anderson is falling down. He really didn't stick him with the helmet. I think that's a bad call.
8th play of the drive, first down at the 15. Montana with a bullet. Touchdown! Well, Willie Davis, who caught Joe Montana's first touchdown pass as a member of the Chiefs in Tampa, hooking up right there on a 15-yard pass play.
Joe Montana, he reads defenses so very well, and what he finds on this left-hand side when he looks over there is Davis one-on-one on Washington. Watch this. You have one-on-one coverage. You're not going to cover Davis one-on-one. I'm sorry. Touchdown.
Montana 6 of 7 for 57 yards. And Nick Lowry adds the extra point. A minute 1 remaining first quarter. The Chiefs off to the fast start, now lead the Raiders 14-0 Kansas City Chiefs lead. A Kansas City team that had not scored a touchdown in 9 quarters. They were shut out by Houston following that victory against Tampa Bay, and they beat Kansas City with the 5 field goals off the foot of Nick Lowry. Alexander Wright once again not able to run it out.
To beat Denver.
Should say to beat Denver. Right.
You know one thing, I know it's a little early. I'm going to get ahead of myself. 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Raiders in 3 games have not scored a touchdown in the second half. Only 2 field goals.
They had their problems in the second half against Cleveland 2 weeks ago. This after Hostetler was pounded by the Browns. Archell briefly went for the change at quarterback. Vince Evans did complete both his pass attempts, but Hostetler hung in, and the Raiders were not able to get anything going offensively. Evans is 0 for 3 as he starts from his 20 with just under 1 minute left in the first quarter. Back to the ground, it's Greg Robinson taking a hit. A short pickup by Robinson. Neil Smith was right there.
And we got Wisniewski. And he's going up against Derek Thomas. Derek Thomas is going to get in a fight today. You know, we talked about Albert Lewis starting in this ball game, but all we've seen is Dale Carter at the left corner position. Now, Albert Lewis is coming off a broken arm, but he talked to him yesterday. He thought that he would be starting. Now, Marty is in Derek Thomas's face. I mean, he is really in Derek's face. He took him out of the ball game.
Second down and 8 from the 22. Evans with the time, stepped up, could not find anyone. And again, he's forced to run. Taken down across the 25 by Saliamua and Terry.
Well, this is one thing that you and I talked about at the beginning about his ability to escape Vince Evans, and this time he did. There was excellent pass defense downfield, excellent coverage, and then Vince Evans has to eat the ball. And watch this, when he's back there, he's moving. Watch him, he'll step up, come back, and number 97, Saliamua. Pretty good speed by Saliamua. When Vince Evans turns up, there he is.
And that is the end of the first quarter. Chiefs with a 14.
A lot of pushing and shoving, and when Derek Thomas was taken out of that last play, Marty Schottenheimer got him on the sideline and really got into his face. Now you see now we'll watch him and see what happens after he gets chewed out.
Second quarter underway. Raiders third down and 4 from the 26. And Evans with his first completion. Tyrone Montgomery making that reception, and it is a first down for the Raiders. David Whitmore made the stop. All Kansas City in the first quarter. They lead it by the count of 14-0, and they've had the edge in every department.
Yeah, when you look at this, and a rushing yardage is 28 yards rushing. Now, again, they've only given up 39, but passing minus 13, that was a first down. It gets them to about a minus 5 now.
First down at the 33. Vince Evans at quarterback for the injured Jeff Hostetler out with a sprained ankle. Robinson and Smith, Steve Smith, are the running backs. Robinson found the hole, stopped by the free safety. David Whitmore is also bothered by an ankle injury. We talked with Derek Thomas right before the Tampa game, opening week. And Derek said he'd like to lead the NFL in sacks. Well, the question is he comfortable in this alignment of 4-3? Most people feel he's not. He did not have a good game against Tampa, but Marty Schottenheimer telling us he feels that Derek has played very well the last 2 games.
And one thing they do with Derek is they put him on the weak side of the offense, and I'll explain that in just a second.
Evans again could not find a receiver, but runs it out for a long gainer. A first down and some more inside Kansas City territory. He went for 17.
Yeah, just one more thing about Derek Thomas. He gets on away from the tight end, and that's the weak side of the offense. Now watch Vince Evans. Pass defense downfield is outstanding, but with a guy like Vince Evans, you cannot give him the middle of the field. Vince sees it, takes it, and picks up the first down. They're at the 45-yard line, and he needs to make something happen. This guy does.
You know, I told Vince Evans that we had some vintage footage, which we showed on NFL Live on the pregame earlier, of Vince went with USC facing Montana at Notre Dame. He says, how do you guys get this kind of footage? Timeout being called. It's a first and 10 when we resume at the 45. Vince did make a request that we'll tell you about when we come back. We'll take a break. And the LA Raiders, 12:46 to go, first half. Marv Albert, Paul McGuire. Chiefs 14, Raiders nothing. And a first down at the 45. Evans. Oh, he's able to complete to the wide open James Jett. Have a first down inside the 15. David Whitmore made the stop. James Jett, one of a host of burners on this Raider squad, and that's an appropriate name. James Jett, a rookie from West Virginia.
Well, you take a look at Vince Evans. Now look at the time that he has to throw the ball. There really is no one in his face, and then Jett is just running around downfield. David Whitmore, 41, the safety, has really no chance of getting to him. And when you have that much time to throw the ball, we have an injured player down on the field, and that looks like Whitmore is down. But when you have that much time, Vince Evans will make things happen.
And he made it happen for 34 yards, as you say. Meanwhile, Vince Evans doing a nice job and leading the Raiders to a first and 10 from the 12-yard line. It's Greg Robinson trying the right side.
Art Shell was on the elevator at the hotel when we came down this morning, and we got to talking just for a few moments about inside the red zone, inside the 20-yard line, and why so many field goals are not the scoring. And Art said to me, and it really is true, most teams play a lot of zone defense down here, and the one thing that you must be able to do when you get inside the 20 in that short part of the field is be able to run the football. And you notice the first play they had was a running play. This will be play action.
It's a second down and 8. Smith and Robinson, the running backs. Evans with the time, throwing, and it's almost intercepted in the end zone by Charles Mincy. The pass intended for Tim Brown.
I mean, Mincy, we now know why Mincy is on defense, because this ball hits him in the hand. I mean, he looked like he was in the pattern. Vince Evans goes back to throw. He's going to throw downfield. Watch Mincy. Here comes Mincy, right in his hands. You can't throw it any better than that. To the defense, you can't throw it any better. Here it is. Mincy's there. He's trying to get the ball to Brown. Mincy makes great coverage. Should have intercepted the ball.
Charles Mincy, a man who grew up in Los Angeles, not able to hold on. Sets up a third down and 8. Evans throwing. Once again, not able to connect.
Martin Bayless on the coverage of Tim Brown, and Bayless was there. I say Brown, I meant Montgomery. Excuse me, number 21 is Montgomery. He is there. Martin Bayless is there in a corner. I thought for a second it was Tim Brown. It looked like 81 to me.
So a field goal attempt. Jeff Jager from 28 yards away. Jeff Gossett will hold. Jager 5 out of 6 on the season. It is good. 11:08 remaining in the first half. The Chiefs 14, Raiders 3. 7,000 at Arrowhead as Jeff Jager kicks it off to the Chiefs, who lead the Raiders 14-3. The return by Ron Dickerson. Bailout for Dickerson. A 45-yard return for the rookie from Arkansas.
You know, Elvis Patterson does not make the tackle, but he actually saves the touchdown. Dickerson, when he makes the moves, now watch this, all the blocking is there. Now when he gets upfield, see 43, watch what he makes him do. He makes him cut back inside, back into help.
Ron Dickerson, who is the son of Ron Dickerson Sr., the head coach of football at Temple University, with a 45-yard kickoff return. And the Chiefs start from their 47. Montana may have been deflected. That intent for J.J. Burton. Yes, it appeared to be Nolan Harrison who got a piece of it.
When you look at this offensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're blocking up the middle for Montana because he likes to look straight down the field, you'll see that the guards and attack in the center, the two guards in the center work together. Those three guys are blocking two people in the middle of the offensive line.
Chiefs have been a very efficient team in this first half. 4 minutes gone by. They lead the Raiders 14-3. Harvey Williams stopped at the line. Harvey Williams coming off a disappointing season. Last year ran for only 262 yards, set back by a knee injury back in the early going. Game 2 last year against Seattle. He was a first-round draft pick in 1991. A 3rd and 10 at the 47. Joe Montana returned to action against Denver in the Monday night game after sitting out against Houston with that bruised wrist. Says it's still sore, but he's able to play right through it. Montana completes to the sideline, has a first down. J.J. Burton on the reception. That's his second.
He beats James Trapp, who's number 37, is trying to cover it. J.J. Burton. Again, Montana is finding, look at the receiver that's one-on-one coverage. And he has the ability to find it. And it all starts with the offensive line. Watch, here's the pass protection here. Everything's set. Now Montana steps up, finds the 1-1 guy, J.J. Burton, who is one-on-one coverage with James Trapp. First down.
First down of the Raider, 42. Offside. And it's Marcus Allen. You could see Chester McLaughlin make the move off the cadence of Joe Montana.
Just remember, we'll remind you all, if the offense...
Offside. Number 91, defense.
The offensive line moves first, then the play is stopped. If the defensive line moves and he doesn't really make contact with the quarterback and doesn't have a free shot, McLaughlin, you're going to see him right here. Once he moves, then they let him run the play. Here goes McLaughlin. He's offside here. He doesn't hit anybody, so the ball is snapped. Now, you must continue on with the play. Obviously, Kansas City did.
And a 1st and 5 with the 37. 6th penalty of the day. Assessed on the Raiders. Montana did not have any receivers open, and he's hit out of bounds, and a flag has been thrown.
Oh, and he's hurt. He's hurt. They're looking at his leg right now.
Aaron Wallace, number 51, is the player that made the hit on Montana, which brings both clubs together.
And the reason that they throw this flag is with Wallace is that Montana is heading out of bounds. There is absolutely no doubt that Montana's going out of bounds. Wallace is chasing from the backside. Harvey Williams actually gets an excellent block. 51 on the top of your screen. Do you see him? Now watch what happens. Harvey Williams is blocking here. Now Montana feels the pressure on the backside. Watch what Montana does. He is now taking a hard right. He's going out of bounds. Leave him alone. And you see Wallace grab him by the shirt and pull him down.
Crowd reaction to the replay on the video screen high above the stadium. Aaron Wallace, 4-year player from Texas A&M, a 2nd-round steal back in 1990, cracked the Raiders starting lineup last year. And he is flagged on that play, and it leads to the departure of Joe Montana, who is shaken up, and Dave Craig will come on. It was Dave Craig who started the game and had all kinds of difficulties against the Houston Oilers several weeks ago at the Astrodome. We'll pass on a report regarding Joe Montana as soon as it comes across. 1st down for the Chiefs at the Raider 18-yard line. Craig off the pump. Intended for the tight end Mike Dial. Covered by Wallace.
And let me tell you something. Joe Montana cannot put any weight on his left leg. The guy that everyone on this team believes is going to take this team to the Super Bowl is hurt. If you watch him walking down there, and it is really hard for him to put any pressure at all.
Second effort by Marcus Allen. Joe Kelly, the middle linebacker, up to make the stop. Joe Montana, the last several seasons, has been a very fragile quarterback. Chiefs felt coming into this season that the elbow problems of the past 2 years were behind him. He did injure his wrist in the opening game against Tampa. Still bothered by the sore wrist, and took that hit out of bounds from Aaron Wallace, and as a result, he is on the sideline. So Dave Craig has taken over. 3rd down and 9 at the 17.
He's blocking an awful lot better.
Craig throwing for the end zone. Diving attempt. Hassan Jones could not hold on.
Well, Hassan Jones, trapped, number 37, is trying to cover him. That pass by Craig was excellent. I'll tell you, that pass was right on the money. And Hassan Jones, he's out there one-on-one. Craig reads the guy, just throws it up the alley-oop in the corner. And look at this ball. Hits Hassan Jones right in the hands, and he dropped the ball. David Craig is thinking touchdown.
Instead of 34-yard field goal attempt from Nick Lowry, Brian Barker will put it down. Nick Lowry regaining the title, the most accurate field goal kicker in NFL history, hitting at an 80% ratio, and continues his success. Penalty marker is down. Nick Lowry hit at 5 out of 5 in the Monday night game against Denver.
Holding number 56 defense. Holding the man out of the way. so a man could shoot to block the kick. That's a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That was Andre Bruce, number 56, as you see Joe Montana headed back to the Kansas City locker room. Andre Bruce trying to propel one of his teammates to block the kick. That's one we haven't seen in a while.
Well, you pull a guy out of the way, you're not allowed to reach out and grab him. But, you know, the thing about it, Bruce is trying to tell Bruce Wilkerson what he was doing over there. But here you are now taking points off the board. You don't have Montana in the game. You have David Craig in the game. You just put 3 on the board. You have a first down inside the 12. Do you take points off the board? Yes. You know why? Because you're ahead by 11. You take some off.
So that's the decision by Marty Schottenheimer. Raiders with their 8th penalty. The Chiefs, most penalized team in the AFC, have not committed any. And it's a fake to Allen. Beautiful play action. The completion to Kimball Anders. Derek Hoskins made the stop.
Let me make one other point in this too about taking the points off the board, because you do have you have the best field goal kicker in the game today with Nick Lowry. So I mean, it's not much of a gamble. But here it is. You see Craig get to the outside. He hits Anders. There's about they say first down. They're going to bring it in to measure this. It isn't a first down yet, and you've got to believe too that Marcus Allen in the game would be number 100, and wouldn't it be nice against his old team? Would you give it to him?
Yes, I would. There was a fake to him when the Chiefs were driving at the other end of the field, and the end result was the surprise toss to the backup tight end, normally an offensive lineman, Joe Valerio.
Well, on that last play that they just threw the ball to Anders, it was a fake to Marcus Allen again, which held the defensive line. With Marcus in the game, he creates a lot of problems. Watch the fake to Marcus. Here he comes to the left of the screen. And watch the defense. All the defense goes with Marcus. They leave Anders alone. They picked up 9.5 yards.
Second and about a half yard. Thompson to Allen, the running backs. And it is Allen trying the right side. And he may have just gotten back to the line. Derek Hoskins tripped him up.
He lost a yard on the play, which is unusual for Marcus Allen, but I know they want to get him to score. But in this situation is the ideal time to win the football game, to put points on the board. Use Marcus as a decoy. Because the Raiders are following him.
It'll be a 3rd down and 2 with 6 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the first half. The Chiefs with a 14-3 lead. Once again, Marcus Allen, and he's in for the touchdown.
He use him as a decoy. Give him the ball.
That is number 100. In the illustrious 12-year NFL career of Marcus Allen. It has been a long, simmering feud between Al Davis of the Raiders and Marcus Allen, and you know that Marcus enjoyed this 4-yard run to the end zone.
And actually, Marcus really had no trouble scoring. That was just beautifully blocked for Marcus Allen. They had blockers up. Ernie Thompson, as a fullback, got a good block.
And Lowry puts it through. The Chiefs extend to a 21-3 lead. Greg Robinson, Alexander Wright await the kickoff from Nick Lowry. The Chiefs gunning for a record of 3-1. Raiders also come in at 2 up and 1 down. Wright will stay right there. Well, moments ago, Joe Montana was forced out of the game after taking a hit on the sideline. For more on that, let's go down to the field to O.J. Simpson. O.J.?
Well, Marv, I walked with Joe to the locker room, and he said he wasn't even aware he had gotten hit. As he ran out of bounds, he felt something in the back of his left leg. He said it was a hamstring, and he didn't realize it was because of anybody pulling him down. He just pulled his hamstring. He said he was in a lot of pain. I asked him if he thought he could come back. He said, you know, with a hamstring, all it takes is rest. So I don't expect to see Joe anymore today. Marv?
All right, O.J., so that is the story on Joe Montana. Raiders to the offense with Vince Evans. Off the big rush, he's able to complete to Steve Smith. Smith running out to the 28-yard line. He was stopped by Dan Saliamua.
Vince Evans maybe 38. I don't know how many hits he could take from Neil Smith, like the one he just took. He goes back and he holds this as long as he possibly can. It's a screen to his left side. But watch on his left side. As soon as he throws, wham, he is nailed by Neil Smith. And then Saliamua makes a super play downfield to hold us to about 7 yards. Watch Neil Smith. Vince Evans is holding, and bang, he just takes a shot right in the ribs.
Well, they spotted at the 27. It's a second down and 3. Greg Robinson, Steve Smith in the backfield. Robinson, Raiders continue to attempt to establish a running game, and they have not been able to do so. Again, Saliamua made the stop.
Derek Thomas and Joe Phillips, really, they're the guys that mess up this play in the backfield. They are in the backfield, which makes Robinson jump over people. He has no start. Here they come, 75 and 58. Watch this, they're in the backfield. Derek Thomas makes a move to the inside. Joe Phillips is there, number 75. Watch him, and then watch what Robinson has to do. He has to jump over Phillips. That enables everyone else to get there. Saliamua makes the play for a loss of a yard.
3rd and 4. Alexander Wright splits out to the left. The pitch back to Montgomery. And Tyro Montgomery runs for the first down. Charles Mincy bumped him out. Montgomery, a first-year player from Mississippi who was signed as a free agent, not a drafted player. Had a couple of injury-hit seasons at Ole Miss, and as a result, he was not drafted at all.
I don't know what the defense was doing. The whole defense went inside. They just tossed to the outside. Watch the defense on the right-hand side. Look at them all move inside. Everybody goes inside, and the ball carrier goes to the outside. And it wasn't like it was a fake or anything. It was just a toss.
But it is a first down, and Evans off the pump completes to Steve Smith. Right up the marker, and he did pick it up. It is another first down for the Raiders. Doug Terry, the strong safety, on the coverage.
Right now, give credit to this offensive line of the Raiders because they are giving Vince Evans enough chance to throw the ball. Here's a reverse angle. It's going to be coming right at you, but look at the time Vince Evans had. He pumps once and then throws out. He sees Smith out here in the flat. Smith gets the ball, picks up the first down.
It is an offensive line, Paul, that had given up 10 sacks in 3 games. We talked about it with Art Shell last night. Not particularly happy with the play of the offensive line.
No, we asked him one guy that compares to Art Shell, and he said if there is one guy, it'll be Gerald Perry.
That's a little bit of a stretch, wouldn't you say?
I think so.
Yeah, Evans firing the bomb, and it's broken up. Intended for James Jett, and it was Dale Carter on the coverage.
Now you're just talking about pure speed on speed. Jett and Carter, 2 of the faster guys on this football field, and there are an awful lot of them. But watch this one-on-one coverage. Here's Carter. Jett goes. The ball is now in the air. Watch what Carter does. He looks at the ball. He looks at the ball. And just as it gets there, he puts his hand in and knocks it away. Perfect defense.
On the subject of Dale Carter, we mentioned that shooting incident that he was involved with. He was not arrested. He was questioned and then released. So we'd like to make that correction. Steve Smith off the swing pass, pulling his way out to midfield. Stopped by Kevin Ross.
I was watching Kevin Ross trying to get his arms around Steve Smith, and that's almost an impossibility. Kevin Ross sees the screen, reads it well, comes upfield, and when he tries to put his arms around it again, he hits Smith with his head first, and then tries to get his arms around him, and he's thanking everybody for helping.
Kevin Ross, considered one of the hardest-hitting cornerbacks in the game. They call him a rock for his toughness in his 10th season out of Temple. 3rd down and 5 at the 49. Montgomery off the pitch, looking for the hole. Accelerates to the first down marker.
What a nice move by Montgomery. Montgomery, they throw the toss to Montgomery, and it looks like he's going sweep wide. And just as he gets to a point. Watch him turn and come upfield to pick up the yardage that he may have gotten a first down. But watch this. Now, it's time to make the turn to get upfield. They have people on the outside, Albert Lewis being one of them, number 29. He turns it back to the inside, and looks like he might have the first down.
Tyrone Montgomery, out of a family of 10 boys, 9 went to college on football scholarships. 5 have played professional football, 4 in the NFL. The best known as Wilbert Montgomery, a 3-time Pro Bowl running back with the Philadelphia Eagles. Tyrone Montgomery, in his first NFL season, as we mentioned a moment ago, out of Mississippi, looked like he was just short of the first down.
Now, every fourth down, or when every short yardage, let's say that, third and short, this will be fourth and short. Vince Evans on the quarterback sneak.
And this capacity crowd at Arrowhead urging the defense on for the 4th and inches. Greg Robinson stopped up by Dale Carter.
What a great play by Dale Carter. I don't like this call. You're running a sweep, and I don't know if this was designed to be a sweep or off tackle, but this play never develops. Watch Carter on the right of your screen, number 34. You see him there. Watch what he does. He gets upfield. Now he gets his helmet in Robinson's face, right up into his chest, and runs him out of bounds.
2:51 remaining in the first half. Right here on NBC, a world premiere movie. Chris Christopherson stars in Trapped Beneath Night on NBC. First down for Dave Craig, who fires, intended for Willie Davis, and a flag is thrown. The coverage from Derek Hoskins leading to the penalty.
Well, they actually pull him down, and I don't know if Davis is going to be able to get to this ball, but Terry McDaniel is there, and he's going to reach out, and Terry McDaniel is going to pull him down. Watch this. Here it is. Touched him before the ball gets there. Now the question is, would he have a chance to catch the ball? With his speed, maybe so. But McDaniel, watch this. He reaches out and grabs him. The ball is not even there yet. There is no question about the hold. It's pass interference.
Yes, it was Terry McDaniel on the coverage. And that goes for a 40-yard penalty, the 9th call against the Raiders. First down at the 11. Allen trying to cut back. The Chiefs 21 and the Raiders 3 with 2.5 remaining in this first half, recapping the 4-yard run. First half at Arrowhead in Kansas City. Jim Lampley and Mike Ditka coming up with the Domino's Pizza halftime report. Got a change of clothes for Mike. I could swear I saw him in a Cotton Fitzsimmons-like sweater on the NFL Live pregame.
That tie there was made into a sweater.
Also coming up at halftime from NBC News, a special report on the events taking place in Moscow today. It's all coming up at halftime. It is a 2nd down and 9 at the 10-yard line. Harvey Williams, and a penalty marker is down. Wallace and Kelly made the stop.
Offside. Are you ready for this? Our crack stats man, Elliott called. How about this? The Raiders, 111.
Offside. Number 51, defense. 5
Aaron
yards.
Wallace.
2nd down.
The Raiders, 111 yards total offense, 100 yards in penalties. Now, is that spinning your wheels or what?
Whoa.
Huh?
And Kansas City concerned about their penalty problem, averaging 11 penalties per game to lead the AFC, have not been hit with any. Raiders did have some problems in the early going. Art Shell thought it straightened things out, but it has really cost them today. It's a 2nd down. A 2nd down and 4 from the 6. Williams for a yard. Kelly stopped him. Time running down in this first half. 1:45 remaining.
I've been guessing down here all the time today, and I've been wrong, but you know, you look at it, here comes Marcus in the game. A play-action pass to Marcus, or fake to Marcus, which will hold that defense. And here comes Marcus in the game. Everyone on the Raiders, they're aware of it. I mean, not because of the big rivalry, because of what Marcus does. He is so involved in third down situations with the Chiefs, as he was with the Raiders, that you've got to pay attention to him.
It's a 3rd and 4 at the 5. Craig looking and not able to get it off. Taken down Howie Long. And Anthony Smith getting to Dave Craig.
Anthony Smith. That's sack number 7 for him this year if he gets it all by himself. Number 94, and Howie Long is also there. Craig was looking, and this sack will be split, I would think. So it'd be 6.5 sacks for Anthony. Here he comes on the outside. He's moving upfield. John Alt is there. Doesn't block. Smith drills, but he was looking for Marcus Allen on the outside. Marcus was not open, and he had to eat the ball.
First sack of the day for the Raiders. Anthony Smith named the AFC Defensive Player of the Month for September. He was telling us last night in philosophical fashion that could be the worst thing to happen to him. Anthony said he wants to remain a surprise, unassuming, wants to be taken for granted. Now he feels he'll be a target. You buy that?
6'3", 265. He's unassuming. You got to love this guy. I mean, he really is a terrific guy. When you talk to him, again, when you say hello to Anthony, be prepared. Grab a cup of coffee and sit down, because he's going to talk to you.
This will be a 34-yard field goal attempt. It's a 4th and 15 from the 16. So Nick Lowry with Brian Parker putting it down, and it's blocked. Lowry's field goal attempt was blocked.
Howie Long was the blocker. I thought for a second there that the Raiders were offside. Now we got some mingling around to be doing over there.
Well, we talked about this being an intense rivalry. It does date back to 1960, the first year of the AFL. Chiefs have won 7 of the last 9. Chiefs have won the last 5 here at Arrowhead. Last losing at home against the Raiders back in '88.
And Howie Long is going to come right up the middle. Look at this. He just blows right over the guard and up the middle for the block. Outstanding. Howie Long, watch, he puts the guard flat on his back. Just no place to go. Howie, but up, that's Graham, Derek Graham, number 74, and Howie goes over him and makes the block. That's outstanding.
Nick Lowry did hit one earlier, but it was taken off the board. The Chiefs able to take advantage of the penalty, so Lowry had his attempt blocked, and the Raiders take over at the 26-yard line. Tyrone Montgomery off that desperation flip from Vince Evans, stopped by Neil Smith. Down to 45 seconds remaining in the first half. The Chiefs with a 21-3 lead on the Raiders. It appears that Joe Montana, as O.J. Simpson mentioned a moment ago, is through for the day because of a hamstring injury, and that is through the hands of Willie Gault. Dale Carter had a crack at it.
Well, everybody was kind of wondering what was going on. Willie Gault was down there. Ethan Horton, number 88, was down there, and I don't believe that that ball was going to go to Willie Gault because he wasn't even waiting on it. I mean, he was really surprised to see the ball get there. There's Willie Gault. Watch this here. I mean, that ball hits him in the shoulder, but Ethan Horton was up in front of him. I don't know whether that ball was supposed to go to him or not.
Third down play with a half-minute remaining in the first half. And Evans again incomplete. Willie Gault, the intended receiver. Evans now 5 of 13, only 63 yards, has not been able to get anything going. Raiders had that one good drive and had to settle for the field goal.
Watch what the Raiders do now. They come out onto the field and they get up over the ball and then they snap it right away. They don't give you a chance to rush the punter. They'll get right up to the line of scrimmage, and this is what they've been doing. They get right up to the line of scrimmage, that's just ready, and they just snap the ball. They really don't take much time. Down and the snap.
And bang. Gossett punting for the third time today. Here's Dale Carter on the return. And nowhere to go. Ricky Dixon was put downfield, a 46-yard punt and a 2-yard return. 17 seconds to go on the half. Chiefs average 11 penalties per game over their first 3. That was tops in the AFC. So the Chiefs just run out the clock. And the crowd responds. Kansas City with a 21-3 lead on the Raiders against the 49.
Well, 111 yards again. I think the penalty yardage that offsets it. Now you're talking about a total of 11 yards really on offense. The big thing is take a look at Kansas City. No penalties and no turnovers.
Ron Dickerson is the deep man, but there will be no return.
And they're still fighting. Benny Thompson, you know, we don't need any problems in this game. Get off the field, make your play, and get off.
So the Raiders start out from the 20. Harvey Williams in motion. The handoff to Kimball Anders. Kimball Anders and Harvey Williams opening up at the running back position.
We will keep an eye on it and find out, but if it's a hamstring and it pulled it that badly, he will not return.
There'll be no reason for Joe to make his return with at least the way this game is developed. Harvey Williams has a first down. Kansas City next Sunday home for Cincinnati, then at San Diego, and then they have an open date looking ahead on the schedule.
See number 84, Willie Davis. Watch him come back to block. Really doesn't need to, but he's going to come in and get Washington right there. See 48? Bang! He went down. When you get a clean shot like that, you've got to take it.
A 15-yard pass play. Willie Davis, player made it by way of Orlando. In the World League, he is considered to be one of the fastest players in the NFL. He has been Mr. Excitement. First down at the 36. Craig able to step up and has the tight end, Mike Dial. Aaron Wallace with the tackle of Dial. It goes for 32.
Howie Long is talking to Harvey Williams, and he's saying to him, hey, look it, man, don't go to my knees. Look on the outside. We're going to run that back again on a second replay. But here it is, the Dial. Craig, right up the middle. But when you take a look at this blocking, watch Howie Long and watch where Harvey Williams goes. He's being blocked here, but look at right at his legs. And Howie gets up and grabs him and said, hey, pal, look it. Don't hit me below the knees like that. You get up in my face if you want to block me.
And Allen takes the hit from Greg Townsend. Did he say pal?
Pal. Pal. P-A-L. Pal. 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 Buddy. Friend. Worm.
We are seeing a different Dave Craig in contrast to what took place in Game 2 against Houston when he was ineffective and playing for the injured Joe Montana. Craig had a very difficult day. 19 for 32, intercepted twice. Had difficulties handling the snap on a couple of occasions. And a flag is thrown.
Nolan Harrison. Now the reason they stopped this play, as we talked about earlier.
Encroachment, number 74, defense.
Harrison.
0 in that department.
So we're looking at 111 yards in offense to 105 penalty for the Raiders.
2nd and 6 down at the 29, and Craig has the open receiver, Willie Davis. Another Kansas City first down. Hoskins on the coverage of Davis.
All right, Hoskins is on the coverage, and Terry McDaniels is also there. But watch what Terry McDaniel, 36, does here. He's going to release him to Hoskins, and all Davis does is sit down. Hoskins, number 20, is there. That is a zone. He's sitting there waiting. Hoskins is waiting for Davis to come downfield. He just sits down in that zone and picked up a first down. Perfect execution of the play.
First down at the 16. Craig is 4 of 6 for 69 yards. Williams stopped by Long.
Howie Long does not stop. And I don't care what the score is in a ball game. Here's vintage Howie Long. Watch this. Through the block, make the tackle. No gain. Don't you like Powell? Don't you like talking to him? I love talking to him. I mean, he loves this game. He's 32 years old, and he doesn't look a day over 31 and a half.
Yes. He is a walking soundbite.
Oh, he really is. He's wonderful.
7-time Pro Bowl selection, including last year. Second out and 10. And a flag is thrown. The completion to Tim Barnett. Terry McDaniel made the stop.
Tim Barnett get up in McDaniel's face. He doesn't know that there was a flag thrown. And I guess it's got to be on Terry McDaniel. But these guys do an awful lot of talking. Their jaws have to be sore with the end of this game. They're talking to each other. You notice there aren't any punches being thrown. It's all lip service. Okay, Bobby. He wants to talk to somebody else. Marty wants to get in on the conversation. Schottenheimer, look at that. Yeah, that's first down. It's holding. That's first down. And put the ball down.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 36.
Yeah.
Defense.
First down.
5 yards. Automatic first down.
Attaboy. We're going to put a striped shirt on Marty for the next game. Get him a little black and white striped shirt. Here comes the holding penalty. And that's also face mask on top of the holding. Not only did he hold, but he held him by grabbing his face mask. And that's what Barnett is upset about.
And the penalty run down 12-0 now. Raiders have been hit with 12 penalties.
Now, how far is that penalty for? Because if that
11. 7th play of the drive. From Marcus Allen. Joe Kelly made the stop. One-time teammate of yours, Marty Schottenheimer, was telling us yesterday the first time he came back to War Memorial.
Well, I don't have any cash in that picture. I didn't.
Second down and 8. And it's Williams reaching to the 6. Marty was telling us he came back as a member of the New England Patriots at Old War Memorial Stadium, back to Buffalo. It's a 3rd down and 4 at the 5 with 6 minutes gone by in the 3rd quarter. Off the pitch out. Allen trying to cut back, but he's hit for the loss by Anthony Smith. And the field goal unit will check in.
Marcus trying to make a move back to the other way. I mean, he still has the speed to do that, but take a look on this side here. There is absolutely no place to go. Marcus is looking to go wide on the sweep. When he cuts back, here's Howie Long, his pal, was there. There's Howie coming back. Marcus down.
29-yard attempt for Lowry, who had his last attempt blocked. This one is right through. 29-yard field goal for Nick Lowry. Chiefs 24, Raiders 3. Back at Arrowhead in Kansas City, the kickoff from Lowry. And this time there will be a return. Alexander White out to the 20, and he is submarine. Oh, he took a shot. Keith Cash back up tight end on that jarring tackle. Rocket Ismail yet to see any action, but you get the feeling he's headed in.
All right, here he is. That's
nice.
Rocket right there. Got him.
Mastery of the telescope.
Thank you very much. I've been working on this. That's two for this game.
There's a guy who can point out individually.
Next one.
It's a 1st and 10 from the 20. Evans able to complete out to Robinson. Greg Robinson across the 25-yard line, stopped by the strong safety Doug Terry. Evans is now 6 of 15.
One of the things that's been happening, and it's in credit the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs, this Raider team has not been able to get the ball downfield. Now, I know this is only their 4th game, but in the top 40 receivers in the National Football League after 3 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever you want to put, they don't have one guy in the top 40.
Second and 3 at the 27. And you saw the movement leading to the penalty markers. Neil Smith taking down Greg Robinson in very strong fashion.
Bruce Wilkerson on the top side did move. Now, whether they call it on the offense or not.
Offside, defensive left side. 5 yards, first down.
Well, that's the first penalty called on Kansas City.
Neil Smith is one of the guys on the left side, anchoring that side down. And here's Neil Smith. Bruce Wilkerson, and he's moving. Wilkerson doesn't move. Neil Smith does. The whistle's blown. You forgot to tell Neil. But that's a first down. It is.
Raiders first down from their 32 as we approach 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Chiefs lead it 24-3. Crowd trying to make it difficult for Vince Evans to bark the signals and get a flag. And Evans able to complete as Montgomery. But the play being called back.
Before the snap, number 71.
Gerald Perry. And that time, Derek Thomas was moving, and it looked like he might have been offside, but he saw something that Gerald Perry was moving, flinching. Once you're set, remember, as an offensive lineman, you cannot move. Gerald Perry is number 71. And here he is right here. Now, just watch and just see if he does any movement at all. Thomas is waiting when he rocks back. But see, Thomas was across the line. Perry has to stay stationary. He moved before the ball snapped because, remember, the defensive man has the ability, or can, as long as he doesn't touch anyone, get back on side.
First down and 15. Screen pass completed to Robinson. A short pickup. Kevin Ross was right there.
And Marv, you're not going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs or any teams by throwing the ball short, working on screens, little flips out into the flat, and this is all that's really been working. Here it is, and you're going to see Kevin Ross. Look at 31. He gets himself square. Robinson has no place to go. The pursuit was there, but Kevin Ross does it all by himself.
Three-time Pro Bowl player Kevin Ross at the right corner. Chiefs going with Dale Carter and Albert Lewis on the left side. Second down and 14, and this time Evans has a first down, combining with James Jett, who has been his favorite receiver.
Here they go again. Now the flags are going up. I'll tell you, these coaches are getting upset.
Personal
foul.
64 offense. Personal foul. 92 defense. After the play counts. The play counts after the play.
See, here's the thing. I know they throw the flag, but why? If you're going to call it against both guys, then just separate them.
Well, he had Todd Pete of the Raiders, number 64. He called out 93. That number does not exist.
I think it was Meckel, number 92. But Vince Evans made a nice throw downfield to James Jett for the first down. I thought the rocket was coming in.
Looked like he was poised and ready to go. Steve Smith. So the sweep to the right picks up only short yardage. Tracy Simeon able to make the stop.
Lonnie Martz, also the linebacker outside, got wide, and ended up making up the play. Here's Rocket. He's ready. He's got his mouthpiece in and his chin straps ready.
Well, this would be his NFL debut. He's been bothered by a bad back and is still learning the system. It's like, does he have the plays written down on the right?
And the left wrist, right and left.
Second and 6. Montgomery weaving his way to midfield from 4 yards short of a first down.
But if they throw to him there, if they really throw to him there, he jumped on the coach's head. If they throw to him out there, he was out of bounds. He just jumped on Robisky's head. Am I in?
I think he startled Terry Robisky.
He did. He jumped on his head. I'm in.
So the Rocket a bit anxious to get going in his NFL career.
I love it.
Two-time All-Star of the Canadian Football League with Toronto. There he is, flanked out to the right side. It's a 3rd down and 4 from the 50 as we come up on 4 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter. Evans looking that way. He's taken down, coughed it up, but it's covered up. Recovered by Gerald Perry.
And that was a fumble. That ball was knocked out. Neil Smith and Derek Thomas both there. And they had the Rocket flying downfield. Dale Carter was on him, and he's about as fast, but Vince Evans had no chance whatsoever. Watch this whole thing collapse. One side's Neil Smith, the other side, Derek Thomas. Smith is there first. That ball is knocked out. That was a fumble, but Perry fell on it. Now they have to punt.
Second sack for the Chiefs, and this is Gossett with the punt. To the end zone.
61-yard punt.
I'll bring it out.
And he comes up to Coach Trubisky and he says, I'm ready. Watch this. Okay. Hey, called me. Watch out. Oops. Okay, where do you want me to go? First of all, I want you to go down and go straight downfield as far as you can go and as fast as you can go. And he's out there on Carter, and he's going to go as far as he can go and as fast as he can go. And the only problem is Vince Evans was back on his back in the backfield.
Our Rocket cam recording every moment. 1st and 10 from the 20. So the Chiefs back to the offense. They lead the Raiders 24-3. Craig off the roll. And he's down across the 20-yard line.
When you look at this, you know, when you look at out, 3 and out, 3 and out, when you're in that situation, you put an awful lot of heat on the defense.
Well, Joe Montana got off to the brilliant start. 7 of 9, was forced to leave after apparently pulling a hamstring. Harvey Williams. Oh, Williams broke a tackle. Oh, what a move. Out to the 38-yard line. Derek Hoskins hauled him down. He went for 18.
Well, Anthony Smith is down. 66, Ricky Ziegler is down back in the backfield. But look at the blocking of the offensive line. And, I mean, just excellent blocking by the line. And if Kimball Anders, if he gets one block downfield, we might have had Williams gone. Watch, when you see number 38 downfield, you see him out in front, he doesn't hit anybody. If he turns and he blocks downfield on one man, which could have been Hoskins on that side, Williams might have gone all the way.
And as you said, Ricky Ziegler, the right tackle for Kansas City, and Anthony Smith, the defensive end for the Los Angeles Raiders, both being checked out. We'll be back in a moment.
If you finish out a play, you may have a touchdown. Kimball Anders is right here. Watch what he does. When he comes through the line, we're going to stop it. Anders comes through the line. And when he gets to about this point, hold it, look at him. He is looking right here. He's looking back into the backfield at Williams. If he comes up and blocks Hoskins right here, Williams may have the touchdown. Watch what happens. Now he's in no position to block.
And there is Kimball Anders in the backfield along with Harvey Williams. It'll be a 1st down at the 39-yard line. As we went to commercial, we saw both Ricky Ziegler and State as checked in. There is number 74, sat out most of last year after tearing knee ligaments. So Graham now in at right tackle. Again, it's Williams. Easily the 40-yard line.
Winston Moss put a lick on him as he came in. He went to make a turn, and Winston Moss, 99, just dropped him.
Harvey Williams has a very distinctive, exciting running style. Runs very high, but as a result, he's had trouble in traffic. He was able to break a tackle a moment ago and unleash that long gainer. And a half remaining in the 3rd quarter. Once again, Williams, this time he located a big hole and brings to the 46. 6. Again, Winston Moss on the tackle.
All right, now there's a difference of Kimball Anders now making the block that enables Williams to make the play. Number 38 is Kimball Anders. Watch him going through. The blocking is in the line. Now he gets a block. He gets it on Winston Moss, and Winston Moss peels off, but the tackle was made by number 48, Lionel Washington. But Anders that time made the play.
Harvey Williams, 11 carries, 48 yards. 3rd down and 3. This time Anders stopped back behind the line.
That was Marcus Allen hit by Howie Long. Marcus gets in there on 3rd down, and Howie Long just beats the block and makes the play for another loss. That's twice we've seen Marcus Allen get knocked upfield, and as soon as Marcus gets the ball, he is tackled. Shields, number 68, the right guard, missed his block, and Howie made the play.
And Brian Barker now will punt to Tim Brown. Takes the high snap. And this is Brown on the return. So just 2 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. A 41-yard punt and an 11-yard return. We'll bring you the action with the Jets and the Raiders in the later game. So the Raiders from their 29-yard line. Off the play fake. Evans again couldn't find any receivers, and now does. And has a first down with James Jett. David Whitmore on the stop, a 25-yard hookup. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs with a 24-3 lead on the Raiders. Back after this from your local station. Underway at Arrowhead in Kansas City. Marv Albert with Paul McGuire. Raiders trying to get something going. The completion to Tyrone Montgomery. Stopped by Martin Bayless. A pickup of 6.
Watch how nice Montgomery, when he makes the catch, Doug Terry, he makes number 25 Terry miss. Here it is. Here's the catch. And watch this. Bink, just right back to the inside quick. Terry goes by. Bayless makes a tackle, but they pick up about 6 yards on the play.
It'll be a 2nd down and 4 at the 40. Evans is now 11 of 19, 108 yards. And the handoff to Robinson. Penalty flag is thrown. See the Rocket Ismail is out there once again, flanked to the right side.
Ethan Horton is in Neil Smith's face.
I have holding, offense. I have a personal foul.
Defense.
Number 90, defense. Penalties offset. Replay the down.
I'm telling you, I mean, this is, it's getting out of hand. And I know Marty Schottenheimer and Art Shell are absolutely really upset with each other. Look at this. Now, where's the personal foul? There's holding there. And Ethan Horton's got him by the face mask. I think I would go after a back. I think, you know, I'm just my own, get out of that big guy's face.
Although Ethan goes, what, 6'4", about 240. Neil Smith, about 275, 280. Also 6'4". Ethan Horton, one-time member of the Kansas City Chiefs. And it looks like the game clocks, yes, have disappeared.
No, the game's over.
Yes.
There's no
the
scores.
Numbers are down.
All right, who pulled the plug?
Clock systems are inoperative.
Oh,
we will take it
well put.
on the field. We will take the time on the field.
Referee Bob McElwee.
Did Bob say they were going to take the time on the field?
Providing the rundown for us. Evans took the deep drum from the Bulls. And Kansas City has recovered. Neil Smith, who has had a superb afternoon,
Neil Smith, I mean, he was held before. Look at this. Now he just throws away Wilkerson, and he gets up, makes the hit. Newton, number 96, is going to eventually end up on the football. Well, Neil Smith, watch him just throw away the tackle. Throws him away. Makes a spin, hits Evans, knocks the ball out, and almost got the fumble. That's hustle. That is hustle. Here comes Smith. He reaches that big arm in, knocks the ball out. Vince Evans is down, and the ball is in the hands of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Tim Newton, in his 8th season out of Florida, came up with the loose ball. First turnover of the day, and it's a first down at the 44-yard line. Marcus Allen, stopped by Howie Long.
Howie Long is making an afternoon of tackling Marcus Allen. There's Neil. Neil's happy. Got a penalty against him. They came back and made a great play. That wipes it out.
Neil Smith with 2 sacks today, has 3 for the season. Subject that we discussed with him yesterday. Says it's not important who starts fast, who finishes fast is what he is looking to do in terms of his sack total. Second down and 9 at the 45. And that play is blown dead.
And he's the only guy that's got the fan. I mean, when he sits by the fan, there's no other air comes out.
Before the snap, number 68, offense. 5 yards, second down.
You don't want to get sloppy. Look at Neil. He's blocking the fan. And these guys, can I have some air? Neil's not giving up any air.
Will Shields called for that penalty. Will, the rookie from Nebraska, starting at right guard. Second down and 14 at the 40. 2 minutes have gone by in the 4th quarter. Kansas City Chiefs 24, Los Angeles Raiders 3. Allen.
They're fighting again.
Now punches being thrown. Kimball Anders try to land a right hand, matched up with the 6'4", 315-pounder. Chester McLaughlin at one point.
Well, now he's with Joe Kelly, I think, number 57. Let's have a little decorum here. They're not even throwing flags down. You know the difference in this ball game. If we go all the way back to the first quarter in this ball game, and in the first half, what the Kansas City Chiefs were able to do is get the ball to the wide receivers, to Burden, to Willie Davis, to Hassan Jones. They got the ball wide. The Raiders have not been able to do that.
Marcus Allen also has been held in check. 12 rushing attempts, only 21 yards. He did score his 100th NFL touchdown. And that is incomplete, almost picked off, went through the hands of Hassan Jones.
It's the difference between Joe Montana and Dave Craig and the fact that Montana gets it there a lot sooner. Now watch Hassan Jones when he comes down, Marv. He's already got the move is made. The ball should have been in the air before that. The ball wasn't. He should have caught the ball also because the ball hit him in the hands.
Second punt of the day for Brian Barker, averaging 43 yards per punt. That's Tim Brown back. Flag has been thrown. And the fair catch called for by Brown. So a 39-yard punt by Barker. And the procedure call against the Chiefs.
Special teams coach here for the Kansas City Chiefs.
So Barker will punt again. And Brown is back at his 21. This time Barker line drives it. And Brown will return. Tim Brown. Nice moves as Brown runs it out to the 42.
Dale Carter is hurt. He went down to stop, and it looked like his knee buckled on him when he did stop. He is down about the 20-yard line. He ran down on the coverage, was breaking down to make the play. No one touched him, and his leg went.
Benny Thompson made the stop on Brown off the 46-yard punt, 26-yard return. As a rookie, had 7 interceptions. Started 9 games in place of the injured Albert Lewis. Began this year as the starter with Lewis sidearmed by the broken arm. It's a first down at the 42. And Evans able to complete to the Rocket. That is his first catch in the NFL. Rocket Ismail with his very first reception.
And he makes his catch, and here are the Chiefs with all their defensive backs in the game. The man we just talked about being in the game, Jay Taylor, is in the game. Now they're just playing zone, and you're in almost like a prevent. That's a great looking lid.
Yes.
Huh? Love that lid.
13-yard hookup and a first down. Evans again looking in the direction of Rocket Ismail, and that is hammered down, and a flag is thrown. Neil Smith has been on fire, looking for his 4th sack of the day.
They're going to get Tim Newton, number 96, with grabbing the face mask of Vince Evans. And when he turns him around, that's when Smith labels him.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask foul, 96 defense, 15 yards.
This is the big one on Newton. I mean, he just grabs it, and Newton goes back, and when he turns him around, watch, he'll reach in, 96, Newton right here, and he's got the face mask. Now he pulls him back. That's why the 15-yarder, and then Neil Smith just labels him. Here comes Neil Smith now. Ethan Horton blocking on him. That's big duty. Here he comes around, but watch this. Once he turns, then he just drops Vince Evans.
Neil showing us the spin move and then his very unique celebration, although that sack will not hold up because of the penalty on Newton. First down for the Raiders at the Chiefs 37. Chiefs 24, Raiders 3. 4 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter. Evans went short range, foul on the reception, and then lost it. Let's see what the call is.
They said he was bobbling the ball. He never had control of it when he caught the football. And the Kansas City Chiefs are in a very interesting defense. They have 2 defensive linemen on the field, and they also have 2 linebackers, and I call Derek Thomas a linebacker, rushing from the outside. Lonnie Marks, 51, on one side, and Thomas on the other side. Now here's the throw. Evans, he's just trying to force the ball into Brown. Now does he have control of it? You watch it. He turns, he's bobbling the ball. He never had control. An outstanding call by the official. Here it is. Evans popping the ball into Brown. He's trying to turn the run, but never has control of the football.
Alexander Wright to the left, James Jett to the right. Short range pop. Ismail on the reception, but picked up only a couple.
This is one of the quickest screens I've ever seen in the history of football. He's showing Ismail on this screen, and he bobbles the ball, which enables the defense to nail him. Watch how quick this screen is. 1, 2, 3, 4, real quick. Bang. Here's the screen. Spelled. Bobbles the ball. Sally Amua drops him for a loss.
3rd down play. Fred Biletnikoff, the receiver coach, in a conversation with Rocket Ismail. Look out, Evans taken from behind. Vince Evans hit from behind.
Derek Thomas. Again, the Raiders have not scored a touchdown in the second half, and it doesn't look like they're going to do it in this ball game. They're going the other way. Here he comes, Derek Thomas, around to the outside. Just absolutely no chance to block him. He ran around Gerald Perry. Perry never really gets his hands on him, but he's already gone. Vince Evans is back. Boom, he hits him. When he goes down on his knee, they called him down right there. Nice play.
5th sack for the Chiefs. 2 for Thomas, 3 for Smith.
Was it the game we did at Cleveland game when there's 6 sacks in that ball game?
And J.J. Burton now back with Dale Carter shaken up moments ago. Punt from Jeff Gossett. Try to angle it.
I don't understand this punt. I really don't. I don't understand why they do this. A right-footed kicker kicking the ball to the right-hand side of the field. I'll explain it to you later.
All right, we'll get the explanation from Mr. Punter himself.
Marv, a right-footed kicker, I always felt you should kick the ball this way, over here, and not this way. Because what happens when you kick to the right, and you watch Gossett when he turns and aims that way, if you shank the ball, it goes out of bounds dead right, like it does here. But if you kick in left and you shank the ball, it'll go down the middle of the field, and you'll still get some roll on it.
That was a 33-yard punt as it turned out. Harvey Williams, the ball carrier, again running well. Winston Moss made the stop. The Chiefs injury report: Dale Carter suffered a sprained left ankle. His return is questionable. And Ron Dickerson with a concussion, and he will not make it back into the game.
And Anthony Smith for the Raiders is back in the ball game. He went off injured a little while ago, and he's back.
8-yard advance by Harvey Williams. It's a 2nd and 2 at the 24-yard line. Just under 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Chiefs 24 and the Raiders 3. Second back coming through. Again, it's Williams. Short of the first down. McLaughlin there to make the stop.
This has been a long game, not strictly due to great football, but due to a lot of penalties and a lot of extracurricular activities.
We have seen a total of 21 penalties called, 15 assessed on the Raiders, 6 called on Kansas City. Raiders come in averaging 8 penalties per game. That's the 3rd most in the AFC. And the Chiefs, as we touched on earlier, have been called for 11 per game, and that is number 1 in the league in the NFL. It's a 3rd down and 1. Craig able to rifle it, but Burton could not hold on. He was covered by Washington.
I think the Raiders have got to take an honest look at their offense, because they are not generating any points, Marv. I mean, this is the same offense that they've been running for 30-some-odd years. And actually, most of the terminology is basically the same. You've got to do something to change this. Now, granted, Jeff Hostetler is not playing in the ball game, but they have not been able in 4 games to get to their wide receivers, and they've got all the speed in the world.
So here is Brian Barker with his 3rd punt of the day. Tim Brown is back, and a beauty. Fair catch called for. Gorgeous punt. 53-yard punt by Barker. Looks like a flag has been tossed.
Will that be holding on the offense or an illegal fair catch signal? Because Brett,
Illegal fair catch signal.
Yes.
Number 81.
It was a half-hearted
receiving team.
Yes, a half-hearted gesture.
Well,
nice pickup.
You got to get the hand up above your head. Put your hand up above. No, don't put your hand up above your head. But you didn't do that, Tim. You gave it one of these little waves in front. Watch this little deal here.
It's a maybe.
It's out to the side. You got to put it up above, out to the side.
7:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Instructing in terms of picking up penalties, and Kansas City has had it all over L.A. In fact, it's much worse than the numbers. Really is. So the Raiders first down at the 17-yard line. Montgomery. All right, for more on Joe Montana's hamstring injury, let's go down to the field. Here's O.J. Simpson. O.J.?
Yes, Marv, I was just in the players' lounge with Joe. He's a little frustrated because of these little dinky injuries, he said. He said, now, why didn't I run? Why didn't I just throw the ball away? But they're icing it. They're going ice cold, but they're basically icing the hamstring now. He's a little concerned because he doesn't know how long it might last. He was watching the game. He couldn't help but be a quarterback. He says, I wish Marcus was having a bigger day. He said the problem is that they're running on first down. We should be throwing on first down. So even in the locker room, injured, his competitive spirit.
Oh, Darren Nicholas taken to the Kansas City sideline. 7:20 remaining fourth quarter. It is a 2nd and 5 for the Raiders from their 22-yard line. And Evans completes to the Rocket. That's his 3rd reception. Rocket Ismail making his NFL debut this afternoon. Came out at the start of the fourth quarter, taken down on this play by David Whitmore.
And here comes the Rocket out to the inside. And again, Evans has enough time to throw the ball. And here we are. We're looking at a situation where the Chiefs on defense, 2 linebackers, 2 defensive linemen, and 7 defensive backs.
That pass intended for James Jett. That last reception by Ismail going for 21. 3 catches, 32 yards for Ismail.
2nd and 10.
Dale Carter is back into the ball game, so if you see 34 wandering around down there, he is back in the ball game, so the ankle isn't hurt that badly. But this is it's a different kind of a defense. Newton, number 96, is a defensive lineman that's in the ball game. Sally Amua, 97, is in the ball game. And then they use two linebackers, Lonnie Martz and Derek Thomas.
Second down and 10 from the 43. And Evans looked like he had someone got his arm, and that changed the direction of that pass that was nearly picked off.
That ball hit David Whitmore right in the hands. I think that he does get his arm hit when he throws the ball here. And the man, that's Tim Newton, but does he get hit? Yeah, he does. He grabs his arm, and watch where this ball hits Whitmore, right in the hands. This has happened twice in this ball game. The defensive backs had the ball hit him in the hands and drop.
3rd and 10 from the 43. Intended for Ismail, and a penalty call. Interference on Carter.
First of all, I'll tell you, the guy Neil Smith is really upset. He's still banging on Ethan Horton. They're talking, but he was held coming in. Neil Smith, look at these two guys. I mean, this has been going on. They've been jawing all day long. And Ethan Horton has not backed down at all. But Neil Smith, that time on the rush, was pulled down. Now they're discussing, was that ball catchable?
Defensive pass interference, number 34. First down.
Obviously, they thought it was. Dale Carter on Ismail. Well, now watch this. He holds here, but they call it not on the holding or grabbing the shirt. He gets it for going over the top. And from that angle, you're never going to be able to tell whether that ball was able to be caught or not.
So the total is now 23 penalties in all, 16 against the Raiders. That is 1 short of a franchise record, and 7 against Kansas City. First down at the 45-yard line. Tyrone Montgomery. Vince Evans starting in place of the injured Jeff Hostetler in his 14th season out of the University of Southern California, and his NFL career with the Bears back in '77. Played a bit in the USFL with the Chicago Blitz and the Denver Gold, and he fires for Ismail. Touchdown! The Rocket with his first NFL touchdown, beating Charles Mincy on a 43-yard pass play.
You know, I'll tell you how great this pass play was, because the Kansas City Chiefs have 7 defensive backs in the ball game. And Carter, watch this. He's got Ismail short. It looks like he's releasing him here. Now, the guy that doesn't get back is Mincy. Carter points. Here goes Ismail. But look at this. There's no one there. That ball is perfectly thrown. Mincy has no chance of getting there. And Vince Evans, watch this. He just launches this baby from behind all of this offensive linemen. He had plenty of time to throw the ball. Found Ismail, and touchdown. Outstanding play.
You get the idea. The Rocket is going to be a major weapon for many years. Rocket Ismail. Al Davis claimed the NFL rights to the Rocket even after he had signed with the Toronto Argonauts. It's blocked. It is blocked. The extra point attempt by Jaeger, turned back by Derek Thomas. And the crowd responds. We'll be back in a moment. It's Harvey Williams fielding that kickoff and taking it out to the 10-yard line. Harvey Williams back with Ron Dickerson out because of the concussion.
All right, let's take a look at here. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defensive backs, and here is the man that doesn't make the play. He gets stuck on this fake in here. He looks here, and when he does that, Ismail is down the sideline. We'll see it happen. And you'll see Carter, he's going to point to him, pick him up now. I'm releasing him to you. You get him. Never got over. Mincy never gets over, and it's a touchdown. Great execution. Rocket. High.
But the extra point was blocked, and that could be a critical play if the Raiders are able to come back. Here's David Craig. And it is a first down catch by the tight end, Jonathan Hayes. For Hayes, it is his first catch of the day.
And that touchdown by the Raiders, their first touchdown in the second half this year in 4 games. Jonathan Hayes all day long has been blocking when he's been in there. The first time they threw the ball to him, he catches it, gets the first down.
He was a target of Joe Montana in the opening game in Tampa, had a career-high 49-yard reception. He's a guy who is rarely thrown to, although Montana likes to involve the tight end. First down at the 21. Oh, look down. Once again, Marcus Allen took a shot.
Wait a minute. Howie said on the field, it's going to be different. And after the game, we'll talk, and we're still great friends. But look at how nobody blocks Howie. Nobody. They had a full-scale blitz on, and no one blocks Howie Long. I mean, here's a guy that's been, one guy that's been really making plays all day long. You would think that someone would block him.
Meanwhile, Marcus Allen certainly delighted with the fact that his Chiefs are in front 24-9, but he has had a long day. 14 carries, now 12 yards because of the minus yardage in the second half. He did score a touchdown, his 100th in his NFL career, but look at that stat line, particularly when you consider he came in averaging better than 5 yards per carry.
They have stopped Marcus, but they haven't stopped everything else. The wide receivers, as I said before, were guys do here. They're all going to move up into the line of scrimmage, and when they do that, it's going to leave Howie Long uncovered, and they don't have enough people to block. Here they come. They're up on a line of scrimmage. Everyone's there. Watch it. They don't have enough people up to block. Howie's free. Bang.
5 remaining in the fourth quarter.
I love this machine.
You have really, I'd say it's a career day for you with the telescope call. Well, chased and taken down from behind, lost the ball, and let's see what the Raiders able to keep it in play if it carried out of bounds. The ball goes back to Kansas City, and that is what occurred.
Nolan Harrison, you don't try, look at these guys, you don't try to pick up the ball. You dive on the football. That's the one thing that you're always taught. When that ball is on the ground and they're calling a holding penalty against the Raiders. The thing about it is that Harrison is really upset. The first thing you do is when that ball is on the ground, don't try to pick it up. And for you young people who are watching this, this is a no-no. Don't do that. Dive on the football. Your job is to get the ball back to the offense. Craig is running out. Robinson's going to come from the backside. Eddie Anderson, excuse me. And here goes the ball out. Now watch it. This ball's on the ground. Don't try to pick it up. Fall on it.
Just talking to young people generally around the neighborhood. You see the football?
Yeah.
Don't
just fall on it. Don't try to pick it up because you can get it back.
Good advice, Paul.
See, all he has to do is fall on the ball, Marv, and they have the ball inside the 10-yard line. 1st and 10, and there's 4:56 remaining in the game. But he tried to pick the ball up. This ought to be good.
The personal foul will be declined. The holding against the defense will be accepted because the enforcement spot is further up the field. 5 yards from the previous spot. First down.
I'll tell you, old Bobby's had some long explanations today. He's been on more than you.
Well, that Monday night game against Denver, Kansas City called for 11 penalties, a club record. Denver penalized 14 times, and the parade has continued here this afternoon. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the game. So the Raiders have tied a franchise record.
We asked Marty Schottenheimer yesterday about the penalty.
Defensive tackle in his 3rd year out of Indiana, 6th-round draft pick back in 1991. So he has been thrown out.
Cannot touch an official. You can say something. Not a whole lot. Because when you say something bad, what they say to you, the first thing they look at you, they say, "Are you talking to me?" And then if you say it again, then you get a flag.
The Rockies in the 8th. Giants and the Dodgers later on. Marcus Allen again is stopped. We have a later injury report, and it has been a very hard-hitting, testy game throughout. Darren Mickle, who went out, suffered a hand injury. He is headed for x-rays. Tim Newton of the Chiefs was poked in the left eye, we're told, and his return is Craig, you recall, had the problems in the game against Houston. Dave Craig last year, the starter, completed 56% of his passes, threw for 15 touchdowns. In his second year with the Chiefs after signing as a Plan B free agent from Seattle. Left swan that is intended for Burton, and penalty flags are thrown. Lionel Washington and Eddie Anderson on the coverage.
Pass intended for J.J. Burton.
You know what I love is watch the player after the flag is thrown.
Defensive pass interference, number 48. First down.
J.J. Burton just nods his head like, that's absolutely correct, and I want to thank you very much. Here it is, Washington 48. 88 is Burton. Here's the play. He's got his hand up in his face. That is pass interference, folks. I'm sorry. And then J.J. politely agreed with the official and said that is a very nice job.
And that costs the Raiders 27 yards. And that is a new Raider franchise record. Their 18th penalty of the game.
162 yards.
Marcus Allen on the draw play, stopped by the middle linebacker Joe Kelly. 4.5 remaining in this fourth quarter. It's the Chiefs 24 and the Raiders 9. Next Sunday, Raiders home for the New York Jets. Then they have a Monday night game at Denver, followed by an open date. While Kansas City next week home for the Cincinnati Bengals, and then play the Chargers in San Diego, followed by an open date on the schedule. Second down and 6 from the 43. Barnett in motion. Todd McNair. So Todd McNair got the call. And the ball spotted right at the marker. Reminder tonight, an all-new Sequest. A criminal genius has escaped from an undersea prison and takes control of the Sequest. Don't miss the all-new Sequest starring Roy Scheider right after Eyewitness Video. That's tonight here on NBC. Well, McNair just short of the first down. It's a 3rd and 1 at the 38.
Movement, the 3rd and 6. This thing has gotten ugly.
That's their last. One, two. Marv, you know why they call timeout? They have 12 men on the field. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and a big old safety. They got a lot of people out there. They're still not stopping them. 12 that time.
It is a 3rd and 1 with 3:17 remaining in the fourth quarter. Marcus Allen to the outside and has the first down. Bumped out by Derek Hoskins. We've been talking quite a bit about the high number of penalties. Raiders setting a franchise record. Well, we went back to the books. Mr. Stats himself, Elliot Kalb, with us, digging out the fact that the old Brooklyn Dodgers back in 1944 and the Chicago Bears of 1944 each committed 22 penalties. So that is the NFL record, and the Raiders are only 4 away from that mark.
Well, there's a nice one to go for.
Yes.
You know, we'll build that up. What if those two teams were playing that day?
No, they were not
both
playing each other.
1944.
Brooklyn going against Green Bay and the Bears playing Philadelphia.
Oh.
No, I'm not just picking this out of my mind. I'm looking at a record book here. Paul, what are you so impressed with?
I was impressed with your mind.
It is a first down at the 32. Here's McNair. And he is swallowed up by a couple of Raiders. Anthony Smith involved on the stop. Another strong game for Anthony Smith, the defensive star for Kansas City. Another Smith, Neil Smith, who has come up with 3 sacks on the day. And there's Jeff Hostetler, still limping on a sprained ankle, sitting it out today. Took a pounding against Cleveland a couple of weeks back, suffered a sprained left knee, sprained right ankle, wore a brace during the second half. As a result, Vince Evans getting the start here today. 2nd and 11. And once again to the ground for Anders. Hoskins made the stop, and the Chiefs just running it down. 2:15 remaining. In the 9th inning, as you see, the Braves over the Colorado Rockies 5-3. If the Braves hold on for the victory, and now we're told that is a final score, so the Braves are a half game in front, with the Giants and the Dodgers just getting underway. They could be headed for a Monday night playoff. 2-minute warning. We'll be right back. Okay.
Marv.
Right.
And that'll be in Candlestick.
That's all right. That's okay.
It'll be in Candlestick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. That's good with the penalties, huh? Very good.
Oh, unbelievable. Way to go, Elliott. Elliott's so good. Cute little booger. Yeah. Stats are his life.
Yeah. Heather turning on.
Yeah. Bumper sticker, we be stats.
You mean that? Yeah.
Did the Raiders get 100 yards rushing, Elliott? Did anybody get 50? Did anybody get 50?
You know, and also Craig and Evans. I know Montana 7 for 9. Craig and Evans.
Did anybody get 50, Elliott? No one has got. No one's got 50 yards against this team rushing. I love this thing. Oh, I love it.
This was a career day for you.
Oh, I'm so happy. Good sign.
We're winding down at Arrowhead in Kansas City. Crowd of 77,000. 8th largest crowd in the history of the Kansas City Chiefs. Head and Shoulders post-game report following our contest. Jim and Mike in the studio. They'll run down all the scores and highlights, and OJ will have a later report from downstairs. Kimball Anders. So we're just under 2 minutes. Kansas City Chiefs have had their way ever since Joe Montana was firing in the early going, but he was forced to the sideline and then back to the locker room after injuring his hamstring. Left hamstring injury suffered by Montana, who finished 7 of 9, 68 yards, threw 2 touchdowns. Dave Craig came on. Vince Evans, the starter, in place of the injured Jeff Hostetler, not able to get much going. Evans, 16 for 26, 192 yards, 1 touchdown, combining with the Rocket Ismail making his NFL debut. And he exploded here in the 4th quarter. Very impressive. Again, Craig puts it on the ground. Anders to the outside. And the first down.
Anders trying to stay inside. That booing you heard in the background, and they were just booing Nolan Harrison, who was walking off the field and went by the end zone, so they booed him for getting thrown out of the game for hitting an official or bumping an official. He didn't hit the official.
And apparently what happened, they finally notified Nolan Harrison that he should not remain on the bench. But we see this from time to time. When players are ejected, they stay on the bench, and then eventually the officials realized that the guy should head back to the locker room.
You got him thrown out of this ball game.
Well, he deserves to
You got him thrown out.
head back to the locker room.
This game's over.
They're running it down with just under 1 minute remaining.
Still, no 50-yard rush. Not even 50 yards have they given up by any individual man with the Kansas City Chiefs defense. And only 76 yards rushing for the Raiders. Go.
General manager of the Chiefs, Carl Peterson, congratulating Derek Thomas and Neil Smith. Kansas City began this drive with 6 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter following the touchdown by Rocket Ismail, and the Chiefs have been able to run it out. They will go to 3-1 for the season, and the Raiders to the 500 mark at 2 up and 2 down, a game that saw 25 penalties in all. 18 called on the Raiders for 162 yards, and for Marty Schottenheimer's Kansas City Chiefs, 7 penalties for 42 yards. So the final score, the Chiefs 24 and the Raiders 9. Chiefs looking ahead to Cincinnati next week, and the Raiders next Sunday will be back home for the New York Jets. The Kansas City Chiefs 3 up and 1 down. Marv Albert, Paul McGuire saying so long from Arrowhead. The NFL Head and Shoulders postgame show coming up after these words.